Hello everyone, welcome back to another Friday and another casual champion review. Today we're taking a look at... Oh god. I'm so used to Legend of Runeterra version, I have forgotten just how awful the League version looks. And we'll be talking about the LOR version in this video as well, along with the League one, since it's probably going to be the title of the video somehow. I'm fortunate that I'm recording this today on the same day that we got the bad news about LOR and its future, but I guess we'll talk about that a bit later as well. You know what I do want to talk about though? Fan art section. Look at this. These wind fellows. A nice healthy mix. There's one is me. There's one with the redesign. There's one of me and the redesign. There's a Nikki Girl one there. Nice, good, even blend. I feel like I say that every single episode, but I genuinely thank you fellas who do the fan art stuff. Send me fan art of my characters or anything in general. It puts a smile on my face every single time. It's one of my favorite parts about making videos. Honestly, you guys are awesome. Thank you. I just realized actually the last time I played Janna was for that video where Nikki Girl spawned from. I think it was like 4 years ago now. It's been a long time since I played this character. Just funny, I didn't actually create Nikki Girl. That was just a thing that spawned from my viewers after that video went up, and now she's just become her own thing. But I haven't played Janna since then. The point of that video is just that I hate playing enchanters, so I'm probably not gonna have very much fun. I queued up for what's this new thing? Quick play? Oh, I'm the best in the world. So that's why there's two smolders here, primarily because I just want faster loading times. I'm thinking I could probably queue up for quick play. It's support. Who plays this role? Nobody. And normally I would try and do something stupid and play Janna mid or something. And I'm not sure how much I'm going to talk about Janna, but being in a more relaxed role, I just sit here and watch my ADC do everything for me. It's the enchanter experience. So on to Janna's actual lore. I think a lot more people know about it now thanks to LOR, which is sad that we're not going to be really getting many more things out of it, because LOR updating all the old champions was one of the absolute best parts about it, and Janna is a peak example of that. So Janna is a spirit, a wind goddess from Shurima. You wouldn't know it by looking at her, but she is from Shurima, known as Jan Arem, I believe, which translates roughly to guardian, which I think was a cool mix of some other languages, I think Hebrew or something. But in this ancient time, sailors would pray to her for clear skies and favorable winds, and primarily the people in the ancient city of Ashravazan, which couldn't tell by Zon, it was old time Zon, and they were the strongest believers in her. So they would pray to her for clear seas, oh my goodness, while they were sailing for trading. It wouldn't last forever though, because the Shurima Empire would eventually rise up, and because the Shurima Empire was very high and mighty, they declared that all these other spirit gods were false gods. You only were loyal to the emperor and the god warriors. So all of Janna's statues and idols were destroyed. The only people that prayed to her did so in secret. They had little trinkets based on the bluebird, which is the, this little guy following around me here, which is also a little sign. I don't remember if he's called Zephyr. I think he is, but the little blue bird is the sign that Janna is on her way, or as Janna is there if you see the little blue bird. But eventually, after the fall of Shurima and the ensuing Darkened War, she would vow to protect Ashravazan, which somehow survived with the Darkened War. I don't know if they were closely related to Shurima or not, I don't remember. And she did for a time protect them until Zonites decided to focus on creating better trade routes, and they tried to make a canal between the city so it could connect Valoran and Shurima, which Valoran, people don't, it's not the shooter game. Valoran is the continent above Shurima, so that's the one that has Freljord, Demacia, Noxus. So you have 3 continents in Runeterra. You have Shurima, Valoran, and Ionia, and I guess whatever continent, the 4th one would be where Camavor and Kothkan are. And so because mortals were focused on their inventions and building, they kind of forgot about Janna. They didn't really need her as much for the purpose that she served before, so they didn't really pray to her anymore. And because she is a spirit, the way spirits work is they become more or less powerful depending on how many people believe in them. So Janna became very weak for a long time because basically nobody believed in her or prayed to her. But one day the canal collapsed and there was a flash flood, thousands of people trapped in raging waters, and they pray out to their most sacred protector for help. And they call for Janna, And even though they'd forgotten about her, suddenly, with all these people remembering her and praying to her, she is invigorated with strength and comes down to save as many people as she can. And she does successfully, so from that day forward, nobody would forget the presence of Janna ever again. Became a known figurehead in Zaun that people pray to, not just because she saved them, but because she served a new purpose. Whereas before she helped sailors with clean skies and even seas, now they pray to her for clean air, because Zaunites are living in toxic smog. So that's where she exists right now. She hasn't really done anything else besides that, except in LOR, where Neela's hunting down a big sea monster and it brings it to the port city, or brings it to the port of Piltover and Zaun, and Janna realizes that's happening, so she goes to go help Neela. Besides that, she's just a wind goddess in Zaun, helping the people get clean air. I know you wouldn't be able to know that based on how she looks, but Janna was one of the original 40 champions, I believe. At least she was made back in 2009, 2010. She's an old one. Let's just say her old design, it definitely reflects that. She's an elf in a bikini. I don't know how else you'd say it. Not just because she is just an elf in a bikini, but her model looks so bad. The staff, the clothes, the hair just looks like some weird squid foam monster instead of hair. That's because the model's old, granted. And Wild Rift helped out a bit, but they both have very similar issues. One, that they don't really look like wind goddesses, besides the fact that their clothes are white and blue, which is often associated with the color of wind. And she has the drapes and big flowing hair, but again, the model is so ancient, it's really hard to convey that. Wild Rift does that a bit better, adding a bit more drapes. The hair looks like actual hair. There's better physics on the models because they were made from scratch again. And it covers her up a bit more. It doesn't just put her in a bikini. I think the whole bikini thing irks me because that's just old League. Old League was just every single female character was just sexy lady. It was very early 2010s Warcraft inspired. All these older games. Older, God, I'm ancient now. Jesus Christ. Yippee, I'm doing nothing. Kill them, dragon. Yay. I mean, if you saw the old models for characters like Sivir, or Ashe, you would see that they had a very similar design philosophy that current Janna does. Those two have just gotten the benefit that they had visual updates before. No, my dragon boy! Janna has not been so lucky from the test of time, which is why it was amazing that LOR came to the rescue. LOR's redesign, I'll make sure to put up on screen because, man, there's one thing that irks me about it, one thing that I don't like about it. But compared to this, like, you have actual Shuriman influence. She's wearing Shuriman clothes. Much more elegant cloths that look like they would actually flow in the wind, and these stupid little streamers that she has on here. They made her a bit tanned because she lives in Shurima. It makes sense. A lot of sun. And they modeled her staff, instead of just being some weird blue glob thing, it has a lot of bird influence on it to match her blue bird. Again, I don't know if it's called a Zephyr or not. Maybe it is. The only thing I'm not overly fond of with the LOR version is there is, like the League version actually, so this isn't something that took away from the League version, there's still no Zaun about it. And I get it's because she's a spirit, but I would like her to have at least a trinket of some sort, like a necklace or or some kind of thing that a Zaunite child gave to her, just some kind of symbology to show that she exists in Zaun. Right now, she's pretty much entirely Shuriman, which is where she's from, granted, but I would like to see it. Then, of course, we have the spirit form, which goes full-on bird mode. Well, not quite, but the thing I love about that most is the tornado hair. I think that's such a cool idea, and I love all the wings. She looks like a spirit. She looks a lot more similar to champions like Kindred, or technically Ornn and Volibear are sort of spirits. They're demigods, but they're close enough. I just wish they'd actually gone even further into the bird area. If you see some of the concept arts that they did for her arms are just wings. Still has the tornado hair and stuff, but there's some concepts that really went into the full bird-like aspect of it. And a bit more blue, which I think works a bit because blue bird. I feel like maybe she should be a bit blue. It's something that would be so awesome for her actual in-game model, because say she ults and that's when she unleashes her bird form. You know, like how what's the name? That Leona legendary skin, when she ults, she enhances herself or High Noon Ash does this. Oh, Winter Bliss Diana does it as well. High Noon Ash, just champions that when they ult, they go into their full form. And I think that would be awesome if when Janna ults, she goes into her big ascended spirit form and stays like that until she dies, and then she's back to her mortal form. It's a bit cliche to do that, like appeal to the people who really want a full spirit mode Janna, so she has a spirit form, but also appeal to the people who like the more elf-inspired Janna. Yes, but in this context it works because she has a full spirit form. That's how she naturally looks, but that would be a bit scary to the children of Zaun to be this giant bird creature. So she takes a form, ooh, that's a bit more manageable to the mortal eye. Regardless, I absolutely love the LOR updates for Janna, and I've talked about her already in the Wrecking All the LOR Redesigns video, but it's one that I would genuinely love to see in League of Legends, and I really wish that League, if they do more ASUs in the future, I don't know what the state of ASUs is now because of all the layoffs and stuff, but I really think the best way to do these ASUs is LOR did a ton of grunt work for you already. With Janna, with Yi, with Zillion. Start with those, I think. Minus Zillion, those are all very popular champions that could really use a glow up. I just feel nothing though while I'm playing this. I'm talking about how much I love the new version of Janna while I'm stuck here playing this thing. I'm so bored. I'm just so bored. There's a few enchanters that I like. Well, let me get my free assist. I like Renata. I like Rakan. The difference there is that they're proactive. They have engage tools. Janna has her tornado, but most of Janna is disengage, and most enchanters are like that too, where the idea is to keep them away. Thematically, yeah, that works. She's a protector spirit. She's not going to be going in hurting people on purpose. She shouldn't be doing damage or being aggressive. It's just for me, I find it very, very boring. I do not understand how people can main Janna or main Lulu or main any of these enchanter supports. I just find it so tedious. Like, I want to get in the action, dude. Although there was an aggressive Janna build a while ago, right? Janna top was a thing. That was a wild time. Janna top, Sona top, Zillion top. Back when you could abuse the support item, which the support item's changed again this season. Just crazy how many times that this item changes. But as I'm playing, like, I feel nothing right now. I'm just kind of walking around. Take a W. Okay, team, go get him. Kind of just meandering about going, achoo! And there we go. I did it. Yippee. At least unlike some of the older champions, her abilities fit her thematically. She is supposed to be a wind goddess, so she does create tornadoes and hurricanes, and it makes sense. I think visually it doesn't look that exciting even after they gave her a bit of a particle effects update. She's probably not supposed to look that impressive because she's a support. She's not supposed to be the star player, but for a wind goddess, more like a realistically a incredibly powerful being in Runeterra, I wish her abilities had a bit more oomph to them, but that might also be because her animations are so old. And she actually has a really old legendary skin as well. Forecast Janna came out in, I hesitate to say, like 2014, 2013. It's an old legendary by modern standards, but is a really fun legendary. The idea of taking a wind spirit and making her a news reporter reporting on hurricanes and other wind-based natural disasters and weather events, that's hilarious. Turning her staff into an umbrella, like, it's great. It's a good, cheesy, fun legendary skin. I wish they did more cheesy legendary skins like that. Usually when they do legendary skins now, they have to be super serious, and because I guess more people like those things. If they're going to spend that much money on a skin, they'd want it to make them look cool and not goofy. Understandable, but I would like to have a bit more goofy skins, you know? She doesn't have that many fantastic skins, though, now that I think about it. I think their Star Guardian skin is really good. I think she's one of the better Star Guardians, actually, being the maternal, almost motherly figure of the group. She's clearly older than the rest of them. And that works well for her because they did age down all the champions for Star Guardians, so aging her down not quite as much. Feels a bit better. And she actually is able to incorporate Zephyr into her actual model, unlike a lot of the familiars. Like Poppy, where do you fit her familiar at all? With Janna, it's just replace Zephyr with this cat thing. Simple. Oh shoot, wait, they actually surrendered. Okay, I think I mentioned everything that I wanted to. Janna, awesome in Legend of Runeterra, really awful here. So thank you both for stopping by this week's Casual Champion Review. I'll see you next week for the bastard Prince Jarvan, alright?